Yes, I can see.
Okay. Yes, I'm just going to go into slide mode. So my presentation mode. Yes. All right. Good evening, everyone. Please confirm if you can hear my voice very well. Confirm if my voice is audible and if my screen is visible. Okay. Good evening, everyone. You're welcome to tonight's session of the Nigeria Microsoft 365 4 months intensive mentorship program. It's a pleasure to have you here, and I also want to welcome you. This is the Nigeria Microsoft 365 community, a community of professionals, like minds, who have come together to share knowledge, to mentor, and also to groom the next crop of Microsoft 365 professionals. So we are doing that through one of the ways we're doing that is through this 4 months intensive mentorship program, which we have started, rolled out since February 7th, last weekend. This is the second weekend we'll be um, taking on this program. And we have had three sessions so far, 2 sessions from the last weekend and two sessions this weekend. This will be the fourth session for this weekend. So I want to welcome everyone and also appreciate you all for showing up. All right, welcome you once again. Yes, here in this opportunity, you can kickstart your digital skills journey. You can actually grow your career if you are already in tech or in the Microsoft 365 ecosystem. You can grow your career here. You can gain valuable knowledge, valuable skills that will help you to propel your career and also expand your knowledge. In this program, in this mentorship program, we will be going through the Microsoft 365 Copilot and Copilot Studio tracks, the Microsoft Entra ID, Exchange Online, SharePoint Online, Microsoft Teams, Microsoft Intune, and Microsoft Defender, as well as Microsoft Purview, which is the compliance solution of Microsoft. So I want to welcome you once again into this program, and thank you for joining. It's my pleasure to have you here today. All right. I will be introducing myself, but before I go on, I would like to give our appreciation to all of the minds that have come together to make this program a possibility. First, I will be giving our appreciation to our amiable founder, Madam Chimoke Toriola, MJ, as we fondly call her, for giving us this platform to impart this knowledge to actually make this impact. So thank you very much, MJ. And we also want to appreciate all our mentors who will be dishing out valuable knowledge, valuable skills, who will be expending their time, their energy, their resources, and their knowledge and sharing with us all. So I want to say thank you for all our mentors for making yourselves available for this noble cause. We also want to thank all our organizers who have come together to make this program a possibility. So we will also be moving forward to appreciate everyone who has been working behind the scenes, who has been contributing their time, their efforts, one way or another, into supporting the community and are also making the community visible out there, was also bringing in everything that they have into supporting the growth and the growth and the development of the community and the people. I'll go on to introduce myself. My name is Aishat Oshile, a passionate digital builder. I'm passionate about helping individuals, organizations unlock productivity through Microsoft 365 and cloud solutions. My major focus is Microsoft 365 and Azure. So in this regard, I've gained hands-on knowledge and experience in technical support, in training, in cloud engineering, and I thrive at turning complex systems, complex situations into simple, usable solutions. So I am driven by growth, community, impact, innovation, and I'm also committed to empowering people who want to break into tech with confidence. So that's me in a nutshell. Let's move forward. We're going to be introducing our speaker. It took the yesterday's session on introduction to Microsoft Entra ID, and he will be continuing on that part tonight. So let's welcome Saheed Akindeji Owoeye. Yes, I believe that a proper introduction of him was done in yesterday's session, but I'll just do a brief of introduction just for the sake of those who were not present in yesterday's session. Saheed Owoeye is a 5 times Microsoft certified trainer and cloud identity specialist. So he is one of the best minds to be taking this course on Microsoft Entra ID. So he has some hands-on experience in Microsoft 365 administration, in Microsoft Entra ID, and identity-based security solutions. Yes, he has filled many roles and supported organizations in across IT support and cloud administrations, helping them to improve access control, authentication, security, and identity governance. He's one of our community mentors, and he's also passionate about knowledge sharing, which is why he is here, and as well also teaching approaches and emphasizing practical demonstrations while he teaches. So we would want to welcome you once again. We also want to say thank you for putting your feet forward into supporting this program and also in helping beginners break into the Microsoft 365 ecosystem with confidence. Thank you very much, Saheed Owoeye. So before I usher in our speaker for tonight, I would like us to go through some housekeeping rules. Yes, this session will be recorded and will be made available on our YouTube channel. The link will be shared as soon as possible. Please, if you're not speaking, I know our mics are disabled, right? But in the event that you have your mic enabled, please, if you're not speaking, please try to mute your mic. And if you would like to speak, just notify us by raising up your hand. And before the Q&A session, you can just pen down your questions and they will all be attended to during the Q&A session. So you can also use the chat section for your questions. Drop your questions in the chat section. Also, I would like to remind us to please let us focus on the topic of the day. Let us make sure that our questions are within the topic that is being discussed, so that we would give everyone an opportunity and a chance to learn. This is a beginner level training, yes. So if you know you are advanced and your questions will be more advanced or beyond, or will go beyond what we are discussing for the day, please let us just keep it, because I believe that a class will come up for those questions. Thank you very much. And also I want to introduce us or remind us to subscribe to our YouTube channel, to follow us on Twitter, follow us on LinkedIn. I'm sure a lot of us must have seen our LinkedIn page, which is where most of us got this the info about this training in the first place. So please follow us on LinkedIn, join our Discord server. We don't have space on the WhatsApp community, so that's why we are moving the mentee community into Discord server. Please join us there so that we can have enough space to accommodate everyone. Also, we value feedback a lot. Catch us on this link where you on the Microsoft 365 Nigeria Microsoft 365 website, where you can drop your feedback for us. Thank you very much. We'll be going into the session by welcoming Saheed Owoeye. Please let us give him a clapping emoji to usher him in. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Aishat, for the wonderful introduction.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. First of all, I want to say how excited I am to be here with you again today. Yesterday, we started our journey into digital identity and Microsoft Entra ID. And I must say, the level of engagement, question, and the curiosity from you all was impressive. It showed that we are not just here to attend a program, but to truly grow. For those joining us again today, welcome back. If this is your first session, you are equally joining at the perfect time. Digital identity is the foundation of modern security. We do here, identity is the new perimeter. That is correct. Before access is granted, before data is protected, before applications are used, identity is verified. Yesterday, let me share my screen. 1 second. Please let me know when you can see my screen. Can you let me know if you can see my screen?
Yes, your screen is visible.
All right. So as I was saying, before access is granted, before data is protected, before applications are used, identity must be verified. That is why understanding the authentication, authorization, identity governance is not just an IT skill. It is a critical security skill. As we continue today, I will encourage all the mentees to ask a lot of questions, which is related to what we discuss today. I will also advise us to think practical. Okay, let's imagine real world scenarios and let's challenge ourselves to understand not just the how, but why. This mentoring program is not just about knowledge sharing. It is about building competence, confidence, and community. I want to again appreciate the leadership of the Nigeria M365 community, starting from our one and only Madam Olajumoke Toriola, and the entire organizing team, as well as the able mentors. Thank you for your contributing their time to make this impactful. Let's make it more interactive today, more insightful and valuable. So, like I said earlier, yesterday, we start with module 1. We introduce mentees to identity basics and Entra ID. We discuss what is digital identity. We also have a discussion on what are identity used for. We also move on to what is Microsoft Entra ID, which is the main reason why we are here yesterday. Who uses Microsoft Entra ID, Entra ID tenant, and directory concept. We also discuss on what are the prerequisites that we need to put in place before we'll be able to access Microsoft Entra ID. We round it up with the walkthrough of the Entra Admin Center. So today, if you miss yesterday's session, it is recorded, so you can just take your time to watch the recording. So let's begin. Today, we'll be discussing module 2, which we have users, groups, and role. These are core admin skills, like I mentioned yesterday. If you are a beginner and you understand the concept of creating user groups and roles within the Microsoft 365 environment, you are qualified for junior admin role. So the module, we'll be discussing the following in the module. The first one on the list is user type. We have internal users and guest user. I believe those of us that are here yesterday, we understand the concept of internal and guest user. So we also create and manage user. So creating and managing user is one of the tasks that we'll be taking on today. The third one is group. So there are groups that we can create in the Microsoft Entra ID environment, which are security group and Microsoft 365 group. We also discuss on admin roles. Although we discussed this yesterday, but we will go deep dive today. So we will round it up with least privilege principle. Okay. So let's move on to the next slide. So we have user type. So whenever you whenever you picture a scenario whereby your company have a, let me say, let me put it this way, a separate internal record for internal employee and additional separate record for maybe contractor or maybe suppliers. So I want to use that concept to be able to bring you closer to what I'm trying to picture. So we have two types of users. We have internal users and guest user. So internal user are standard user that was created and managed directly in Microsoft Entra ID. They are the people who belong to your organization. These are your staff in your company. So while on the other hand, the guest users, they are the external user that was invited to collaborate with you in your company. So I will be using company instead of tenant today so that we'll be able to capture what because tenant is like a company, it's like a digital representation of your company. So whenever I say company, tenant, I'm still saying the same thing, okay, in this in the course of this training. So guest user are external user invited to your tenant or company through Microsoft Entra ID business to business collaboration. So creating and managing user. Microsoft Entra ID, formerly Azure Active Directory, provide the core identity and access management capabilities for Microsoft 365. Administrator can create, manage, license, and control user through the Entra Admin Center, Microsoft 365 Admin Center, or automation, PowerShell, or /graph. As we continue, we will discuss further on this concept. So we move on to groups. So in Microsoft Entra ID, we can create two groups, which are security group and Microsoft 365 group. Security group are designed for permission and access control, not for collaboration. They control who can access application, files, site, and other protected resources. On the other hand, Microsoft 365 group are built for teamwork and collaboration. When created, they automatically provision shared collaboration resources. I hope we understand the difference between security and Microsoft 365 group by now. Okay, so let's move on to the next slide let's discuss about membership type. When you are creating a group in Microsoft Entra ID, we have 3 membership type that you can select from. Okay, from what we discussed yesterday, we mentioned that not just users that make use of Microsoft 365 Entra ID, devices also make use of Microsoft 365 Entra ID. So when you create user, you create access for devices using the Microsoft Entra ID admin portal. So we have 3 membership type. The first one is assigned group. Assigned group, we can say, is a static group, because a static group is a group that you operate manually. It doesn't change automatically. So if you create a static group or assigned group, you add 2 users or 3 users. The number of users that was added will not change overnight. And if you want to remove any user, you need to remove the user manually. So assigned group are manual groups. You choose which user you want to add, and they stay there until you remove them. You pick the member of the group yourself. Nothing change automatically. This kind of group is good for small team or maybe a specific or special purpose group. You can create this kind of group for maybe managers in your company. Maybe we have 5 to 6 managers, or maybe the finance team. So it's actually created for a small set of people to collaborate, to be able to use the resources. So the second membership type here is dynamic user group. Dynamic user group is a type of group that whenever you created this group, it will add member automatically based on the rule you have created. Okay, so as we move on, you will understand how this dynamic user group work in the Microsoft Entra ID ecosystem. So the third one on the list is dynamic device group. Unlike user, we also have dynamic device group. So dynamic device group work just like dynamic user group, but this is created for device instead of people. So let's look at admin rules overview. Although we have discussed this yesterday as well, but I just want to point it out one more time for the purpose of those who are not available on the call yesterday. So we discussed these 3 rules. We specifically discussed these 3 because these 3 rules are major rules that if a company have these 3 rules, they will be able to perform a lot of tasks. Maybe if we have a small medium enterprise, they can work with this 3 rules at the start. But as they scale up, they can increase their admin role using the principle of least privilege and role-based access control. Role-based access control, rather. So the global admin role is the highest level of permission in Microsoft Entra ID. And the user administrator role can manage most user-related tasks without having full global authority. So the global reader is like a global admin. The only difference between global reader and global administrator is that global reader cannot make any changes, but global reader can also see all the details, all the security details settings in the Microsoft Entra ID environment, just like the global administrator. So I hope you'll be able to spot the difference. So the last on the list is introduction to least privilege principle. The principle of least privilege means that we are granting access to users with the minimum permissions required to perform their task, and only for a specific period of time. Instead of giving everybody global admin role, if anyone needs to perform a specific function, we can use least privilege principle. You can just elevate that person for maybe 2 hours, just in time access in 2 hours, and the user will be able to perform the task. And after 2 hours, the user will no longer have the privilege to be able to perform any other tasks. So in Microsoft Entra ID, least privilege is a core security concept that reduces the impact of compromised accounts and limit accidental or malicious changes. Why least privilege matter in Entra ID? Like we said here in the beginning, identity is the new security perimeter. If an account is compromised, excessive permission increase blast radius. The attacker can move laterally, change policy, or escalate privilege. So, but if we use the list of the principle of least privilege, even if attacker gain access to that particular account in time, the attacker might not know that the access is limited to 2 hours. So after 2 hours, the attacker will no longer have any access within our domain. So it's a good practice, and we encourage all the administrators to set this up in their environment. So before we go to lab, because we'll be doing most of the discussion on the lab today, I would like to ask 1 or 2 questions from the mentee, just to be able to see if they are actually following us from the start. So I have some question here, like we did yesterday. I would like us to read the question and comment our answer in the chat box. Okay, so I will be checking the chat box as well to see all the answer that we submitted for this question. Okay, Lovina B. You can say, if you want to answer both questions, you can say 1B, 2B, something like that, so that we can just move ahead. Okay, 1B, 2B, that's Femi. Emmanuel Okoruwa, 1B. Okay, 1B, 1B. So I knew since yesterday that our mentees are brilliant, and they are actually following us on this track. That's very amazing. Thank you everyone. So the first question: which statement best describe an internal user in Microsoft Entra ID? We all got the answer right. The correct answer is B. So why the B is the correct answer? During our discussion, we mentioned that a user created and managed directly within the organization tenant is what we call internal user. So we are all correct. So for the second one, which user type is designed for collaboration with external partners? So the correct answer is also B. Thank you very much for answering the question correctly. So let's try the second question. I'll be looking into the charts just to see our response. Can just answer question number 3B, 4B, just like you did earlier. Okay. Olufemi, Oluwafemi, B, okay. 3B, 4B. Clement, 3B, 4B. Okay. You guys are brilliant. You guys are brilliant. Thank you very much. So the third question, which Microsoft Entra manage users? You are all correct. Microsoft Entra Admin Center. Microsoft Entra Admin Center. You are absolutely correct. Question number 4, what is the primary purpose of a security group? And you are absolutely correct. The answer is B, assigning permission and access control. Let's take one more question before we go deep dive into the demo. So question number 5 and 6. What do Microsoft 365 group automatically create when provisioned? What do Microsoft 365 group automatically create when provisioned? I want to see our answer for this one. Then we move to the demo. 5C, Abiola, Abiodun, Ajibola, 5C, 6C, Abdulkadri, 1C, John, 5C, 6C, Adesayo, Obadara, 5B, 6. Okay. 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 Brilliant. 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 You guys are amazing. So if you choose share collaboration resources for question number 5, which is B, you are correct. If you choose global administrator in question 6, which is C, you are correct. You know, when we discuss about security group and Microsoft 365 group, we mentioned that whenever you create a Microsoft 365 group, automatically a shared collaboration resources will be created. And when we discuss about admin role, we made mention that the highest level of authority belong to the global administrator. So thank you, everyone. So we will now go ahead to the demo environment. Let me move this one here. Okay, so like yesterday, let's go straight to entra.microsoft.com. So I'll be performing authentication process one more time. those of us that are here yesterday, we discussed about authentication, authorization, auditing, and administration. So this is one of what we discussed yesterday. We discussed authentication as a process of verifying an identity. So right now, we want to demonstrate it. I want to verify my identity now. So I've input my email, my password, and additional layer of security is requested. And I will be authorizing the request now. All right. So after inputting the correct details, I was granted access. All right. So let's move straight to users. You know, yesterday we created a user called John Samuel, and we assigned a license to this user. This is the only demonstration we made yesterday as far as user creation is concerned. So we take it further today. So today we discuss more on user creation. Let's start with, okay, let's create a bulk user. Okay, there are times when your company might want to employ more than 200 staff. You cannot use the create user function to do this task. It will be very tedious. So Microsoft always make life easy for us. So they have a thought about it, and they create bulk create. Okay, they create a template whereby you can create multiple user at a go. Instead of creating one user one after the other, up to like 100 users, you have this function right here where you can create more than one user at a go. So we also have bulk invite. For the sake of time, I would have asked the mentees if anyone understand what bulk invite means. But let me just don't waste our time. Bulk invite simply means we are inviting bulk external users. You know, from here we can invite external user here one after the other. But if you have like maybe more than 50 collaborators, more than 50 clients that we want to have collaboration, we can just come here and use bulk invite to invite everyone. So we can also use this function to delete, bulk delete, bulk create, bulk invite, bulk delete. So, but for the sake of this class, let's go with bulk create. So when you click on bulk create, you will get this interface. You need to download the template first. So you click on download, you can save it. So let's open this. So on this very page, let me expand so that we can see clearly. So there are, if you notice from the header, you can see that there are some required entity. Name, display name, username are all required. Initial password are all required. Here we have block signing. You know, on the GUI yesterday, when we want to create a user, we have a boss that we tick that boss. This performed that function for us on this template. If I want to block signing for these users that I will be creating today, if I turn this to yes, this user will be created, but they won't be able to have access yet to the environment because I've already turned the block signing to yes. So as you can see here, all the parameters on the GUI is also on this page. We have first name, last name, job title, department, usage location, street address, state. So for today's class, we only need the required as well as the first name, last name, job title, and department. The reason why we keep this department is because at some point in this session, we create a dynamic group and we will define the membership with what we have here, what we have under department. So we will keep this department as well. So we can just yank off the rest. Okay, so from the template, we already have one example here, Chris Green. This is the display name, and this is the username, chris@contoso.com. This is the initial password. So let's create, like, just for the sake of today's training, let's create maybe 5 or 6 users. Let me just look into the chart and pick some name. Okay, let me use my able moderator name. Let me use iChat. Then last name, Shine. Then another name, let me use Charles. Oh, sorry. Charles. Son. Oh, another name, Juana Williams. So I'm using the name of all the mentee on the call tonight just to create this demonstration. This is just for training purpose, okay? Temitope Dada. Temitope Dada. Majid Olawi. Majid Olawi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's just go with this 5. What really matters is that we should understand. So let me give my able moderator system admin, then Charles system analyst, Williams, maybe accountant, Temitope should be Human Resources Manager. Then Monjid. Oh, what should I give Monjid? Already have account, HR, system analyst, system admin. I want all those job roles to be related to a specific department so that we can vibe along. Let me give Olawi auditor. All right, so Aisha should be in IT. Isan should be also in IT. So okay, William should be in finance. Finance. Then human resources. Then auditor. I think he's still in finance. Audit is part of finance. So, okay, let me delete this one. Let me also delete this one. So, we adopt the password and we also adopt this one. Maybe we can turn 1 or 2 users to yes at the end of the day. So, the idea behind this template is just for you to be able to like perform the tasks as soon as possible. Maybe your HR wants all those users to be provisioned within maybe 2 hours, and you don't have much time to create it. Even if you are 10 admin, you can possibly create user up to like 200 within that little time. So you can use, if you are conversant with, if you have a broad data skill, you can use concatenation. You can manually add all these set together. So let's try the first approach. If you want to do it manually, you can just say equal. This is Aisha E3. Then you use the ampersand. Because this should be display name, so there should be space, right? So we should use column, space, column. Then you use your ampersand once again. That's $sign. Use your ampersand once again. Then you click on Oshineye, which is F3. So if you click on enter, it will give you Aishat Oshineye with space in between. So you can just drag this down and it will give you 5 display name. So this will just make your job more easier. If they are up to like 100, you drag it up to the 100, then you have all the display name already with first name and last name. So here now, okay, let's use concatenation here. So when you click on function right here, I never done this before here. Concats. So if you use concat, it will work. If you use concatenate, it will work. Then I will specify first name, which is Aisha. Then I want to add my domain name. So I can say at kindviewconsult.com.ng. E3 at kindviewconsult.com.ng. So if I click OK, so give me iChat at kindviewconsult.com.ng. Then if I drag it down, to give me all the username of all the 5 users. Here we are adopting all the password, initial password. So here, okay, let's turn on 3 user. Let's turn off 2 user. So with the little effort, we are able to create all these using this template. We are able to create the name, the username, the initial password as fast as possible. So these are one of the as an admin, these are one of the tasks that you will be performing in your organization. So HR can send name this week, they can send another name next week, depend on how frequently your company hire staffs. So we can just go ahead to save. Okay, so then let's go to the Entra ID. So here on this page, we can just click on select the file, the one we have just created, then click on it. Then we click on submit at the lower bottom. So let's just wait. So if there is an error, it will show here. If it is successful, we will also know. So it's currently in progress. So I think it's successful. So as you can see here, we have 9 users. If we add 5, the total should be 14 users. So let's try to refresh. So we have 14 users in total now. So like I said, this template is created by Microsoft just to make the life of the administrator easier. So if you have like a long list of employees that you need to create as soon as possible, and HR is telling you should give them maybe in 2 hours or ASAP. So you have to use some data ski to be able to pull it off. All right, so we have created users. Okay, so we have discussed deleted user yesterday. We have also talked on password resets, and today we'll be going straight to groups. Let's go to group, because all these users we created now, all these 5 users, this is not the end of life. All these users, they are not a licensed user, but because of how we a lot of how we want to show the mentees on how things work in Microsoft Entra ID. So we would like to create a group. We want to show you a lot more on how we can assign license. Yesterday, we created a user called John Samuel, and we navigate back to the Microsoft 365 Admin Center to be able to assign license to that user. Today, we want to do something different. The new 5 user we have just created, we want to assign a license to them automatically. So we want to make use of group, the capability of Microsoft Security Group. So let's get started with groups. So when we come to groups, Here you have the overview. You have the overview. You have the number of groups that are already created. Those that are M365 group are 9. The security group are currently 0. Okay. So if you click on new group, you have two options. The two options is security and Microsoft 365. If you recall on the slide, let me just go back so that we can be on the same page. We have just security groups and Microsoft 365 group. So we are seeing the same thing on the Entra admin portal. Okay, so we'll be creating security group for the purpose of what we want to use it for. You know, we mentioned that security group is used for access control, and the Microsoft 365 group is used for collaboration. So we want to create a security group now. I want to use that security group to be able to perform specific purpose within the Entra ID environment. So we are going to give this group name. Let's suggest name like, okay, let's say, let's give this group license. Okay. Description, user license group. Microsoft Entra role can be assigned to group. So if I want to assign admin role to this group, I can click on yes. But for the purpose of what we want to achieve, I will say no. So membership type, like on the slide, we have 3 membership type. So we also have the same 3 here. Okay, let me go back one more. Membership type, assign dynamic user, dynamic device. So we are going to select assign. We are still coming back here. We are going to create 3 membership group. One is assign, the one we are currently creating, and the other one should be user, and the third one should be device. So okay, you need to select an owner for this group. So I will select myself as the owner. No member selected. So I need to select member of this group. So I will just select the new member. I will select my able moderator, Charles, Majid, Temitope, and Williams. Yes. So then I will click on create. So if I go to all groups now, license group is now showing. And this is the group type is security group. The membership type is assigned. You know, like we discussed yesterday, 2 years ago, or more than 2 years ago, Microsoft moved the license assigning license capability from Microsoft Entra to Microsoft 365, just for the purpose of creating, making sense of things. Like if you are dealing with billing from the M365 admin portal, we should also be dealing with licensing. So they are trying to map related entity together, related job. They are trying to map it together. They are trying to make sense of it, of things. That's why they move. Whenever you want to assign license to user, you can go ahead to Microsoft 365 environment and be able to assign. But if you still use PowerShell, you'll be able to assign license. It's not PowerShell is not affected by this rule, only the GUI. Okay, so let's move back to Microsoft 365 admin portal. So I will click on show all for me to be able to see other details here. Then I will go to teams and groups. So if I go to active teams and groups, I want to check whether this group will be here. You know, from Microsoft 365 part of the system, you have several groups that you can create here. But on the other end, we only have 2 groups that we can create, which is from the Microsoft Entra ID. So under the security group, we have the license, the one we created on the Microsoft 365 admin portal. So I want to assign license for this group. That is the main reason why we are here. So let me go back. From this page, you will click on security group, then you will identify the group that you created from the Entra. Let's assume that we have more than license group here. You need to select the one you recently created from the Microsoft Entra ID portal. Then you have the option to assign license to the group here. So I will assign M365 license for these users. We also assign Power Automate for those users. So if you check member here, you can see that all the 5 members that we created from the bulk create are also present on this page. So I will go ahead to select and save changes. So licenses are being assigned to this group. If it is a large group, it can take a few hours. So what does this mean? There are times when you have like more than 200 users in a group. If you assign license to that group, it can take some time for that group. It can take some time for the license to take effect. It is called propagation time. Okay, as we go on during this mentoring program, you will understand more on all these terms. Okay, so I will just close this page, and there's no any other business that we need to do here. We just come here to assign license. Let's go back home. So on this very page now, if I go to users, let me check one of the user. Let me check iChat. Okay. So this is the properties of iChat. Then if I go to licenses, you can see that this user has already inherited license from the group. Just be a member of a group, of a security group, you can assign license to your employee instead of you assigning license to them manually, one after the other. You can just add them to a security group, and that security group, you can just assign license to that group, and the security group will automatically assign license for the members. Okay, so there's nothing we can do about license here because the license on this page is actually as inherited. Okay, inherited means from like, okay, let me use a layman scenario of inheritance. Let's say what you gain from your parents. Okay, so we all understand inheritance. So as you can see here, the assignment part is inherited. If I go back to users and check John Samuel, if you recall, we created this user yesterday manually and we assign license to the user. We go to licenses, we see that the assignment part is direct. So this is telling us that this user license was assigned directly, not through security group or no inheritance. So so I'll go back to groups. Then let's create another group. This time around, we are creating a security group as well. And we will give the name of the security group. Okay, let's say this security group name should be, trying to make sense. I want to relate it perfectly with what we are doing. Okay, let me say executive. Members of this group are directors in our organization. Okay, so the Microsoft role assignment for this group is also no, I'm not giving any role to this group. I just want to create a dynamic user group. So I will select myself as owner. Owner of the group actually means that you can be the one to control the group. You can add user, you can edit setting, you can make changes within the group settings. So I will just select myself one more time. Then I will, for dynamic user member, you need to add a query so that it's like you are automating the process. So as an admin, once you notice let me just use the word rule of engagement of your HR. You'll be able to know how to create a query, or maybe the hierarchical system of your organization. You'll be able to create more meaningful query for dynamic group membership. So let's add query. If we recall, we created a department for finance, IT, and human resources. So for you to be able to create query, you need to click add expression. Then you need to choose property. So the reason why we left the department tab on that template is because of this purpose. So we are selecting departments. So we are going to choose operator. So department equal to IT. So automatically, what we are saying here is that if from the user property, the department is known as IT, the user will be automatically a member of the executive group. I hope we are making sense. The mentees, I hope you are following me. Just let me know if you understand what I'm trying to picture here. If you don't understand, I can go back as many as possible, because the purpose of actually breaking it down for the mentees is for you to be able to have the confidence to be able to do it yourself. Because at the end of the day, if you are able to do this yourself in your own environment, this will give you the confidence you need to face any interview out there and score a good score and get a job. So the department where we created initially, we have selected this as the property, and the operator should be that if a department is equal to IT, when you check the department of the employee and is equal to IT, you should automatically add that user to the executive group. Okay, so we can say we can use this expression. We can also add, or if the if the department is equal to let's add finance. So all those auditor and accountant will also be automatically added. So I knew we are familiar with and all when we are in secondary school. So what does this mean is that whenever a user is created in your environment, you don't need to physically add them to any group. Once the department is specified during the creation of that user, the user will automatically find himself or herself in the right group. So, and those group, remember, they are security group. So there might be a lot of resources allocated to that group. It might be admin role. We are still going there, right? But I'm just trying to picture what we are trying to, the end goal. It might be admin role. It might be the license. It might be privilege that those that was already inherited from that group. So once you are a member of so department, you should have access to a specific admin role. So you can specify all those settings right from here. So I think let's just use this as an example, and let's click on save. So I will click on create now. All right, successfully created the group. So let's go to all group now. Let's go to executive. Let's see members. Right here, you are not seeing any member. I don't want to ask the mentee because I understand that we are in the learning process. So the reason why we are not seeing any member yet is what we discussed earlier when we are trying to create, add a license to a group, that if they are large, it might take some time for the license to propagate. We are also experiencing the same thing right here. So whenever you create a dynamic user membership, approximately it can take up to like 10 minutes or more before that for it to propagate, fully propagate. So that's what I'm trying to let you know. So if you click on refresh, we see that this user member. So the propagation time might be faster. The propagation time might take some time, depend on the number of maybe user that you have. So I think we have created for work user now. So let's go back to group one more time. This will be the third one. New group, security group as well. Then let's give this okay, let's give Windows 11. Description should be Windows operating system. So the assigned type should be dynamic device. So the main reason why we are creating this is that once you know that you have three membership type: the assigned, that is static; the dynamic user, to create a dynamic user; and a dynamic device, to create a dynamic device. You will understand that, okay, there are three membership that you can create for your company, and these are what they are actually needed. These are the function that all these membership can do, and can help you automate your processes within your environment. So as always, I will add myself as the owner of the group, and I will select. So I will add query. So here I will just choose property. Okay, there's a lot of properties here. I don't have in the previous one. I don't discuss all these properties because it's just a common name. So if you see device OS type, it simply means device operating system type. So we have Windows 10, Windows 11, Windows 7, which is obsolete now, and other operating system. So we want to choose operator here. You can use the equal sign, then the value. You can say window. You can say Windows 10. No, we can say Windows 11. Okay, so if you want to add like maybe you want to include Windows 10, you can use the all sign, then you select the device type one more time, equal. So there are a lot of things. End with, if you use end with, you can say okay 10. That means if the device name end is Windows 10, but let's be specific. Let's just write Windows 10. Windows 10. So as you can see the syntax right here, device, select device when the device operating system type is equal to Windows 11. That's what it means. So the second one says, or select the device when the device OS type ends with Windows 10. So once you click on save, then you can create this dynamic group. Okay, so I think we still have more time. So let's discuss on principle of least privilege. Okay, so like we said earlier, principle of least privilege is giving a user a role that is needed to perform a specific task within a period of time. So it's just like giving someone the right tools to be able to perform a particular task within a specific period of time. So that's what we know as least principle of least privilege. So when you want to configure this for your environments, you can go to identity governance, then you click on privileged identity management. This is not a beginner task, but I just want to show us how this works because of our time. And if you want to configure this for your environment, you need to come under the manage, go to Microsoft Entra ID row, click on assign, eligibility. So you need to select the row that you want to give least privilege for. So you can decide to, let's use billing. So billing administrator, you want to give this. So there's a user within this company that is already a billing administrator. As you can see, it's already showing here. So if you want to add more user, you can just click on row settings. Yeah, you click on edit. So under here, the activation maximum duration, this simply means the time you want to give that user. Whenever the user requests for that access, okay, I want that user to have 2 hours. So you can just drag it to 2 hours. Okay, so whenever the user gain access, as a billing administrator, you should be able to buy all the license from the portal within 2 hours, and the access will expire. So this is what activation maximum duration means. So on activation, require maybe the user should authenticate with MFA or not. You can select none, or you can select with Azure MFA, or if you have a conditional access in place, you can also select conditional access. But for this class, let's just select none. So require justification on. So whenever a user wanted to try to request for just-in-time access, this is what they call JIT or JEA, just enough access. So require justification. So whenever the user try to request, there will be a dialog box that will say, what is the justification for you to request for this? Okay, I want to buy license from the Microsoft portal for the new employee. So the person that is requesting for access will type it in the box and submit that request. So you request ticket information on activation, you can just uncheck this. Require approval to activate, you can uncheck this. So you can select someone that will approve this request. So you can click on the plus sign. Let me go to the assignment. Allow permanent eligibility notification. Require approval. So I need to check require approval to activate. So once you click on this, you can go to the user and select someone that we approve whenever the user requested for access. So in this regard, I will select myself again as the approver. Then I will click on I will go to assignment. Allow permanent eligible assignments. So expire eligible assignment after 1 year. Allow permanent active assignment. Expire assignments after 6 months. Require MFA to authenticate. If you want the user to be able to use MFA to authenticate on active assignments, you can check this. So anytime the user wants to request for JIT access, the user need to authenticate. But we believe that once you are using Entra ID, you should be able to use your single sign-on to be able to get to this page. So instead of requesting additional layer of security, unless it is specific by your with your company policy, you can activate this for your company. So you can just uncheck this one as well. Then you go to notification. This is where a lot of, because there are times when I check my notification at work, there is a lot of JIT requests on the list. So if you are not patient enough, the notification can irritate you, because a lot of user 100 user can request for access to a specific environment, and you need to, if you are available as at that time, you should be able to approve their request so that they will be able to work on the task. So it might be annoying at times, but this is one of the tasks that you need to perform if you are an administrator. So once you check all the role assignment alerts, you should get notification to assign user, assign request to approval, all these default recipients, all these alerts. Once you are done with this, you can just click on preview, then you click on update. So you update the role setting, and that will be all. So the user that you have added for that you are added for this role, whenever they click on my role, they will see here, because I'm not that user, they will see here that they have access. So the access that they have is that they can request for just-in-time access, and you will be able to approve them if you are one of the approver. I think we will stop here tonight for the sake of our time. I would like to appreciate all the mentees. Thank you so much for your time. So I will just yield the mic to Aishat. Aishat, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Saheed. It's been a really a huge pleasure having you here. And please, want us all to appreciate Saeed with a wonderful round of applause. Thank you very much. Thank you. And we will be going into the question and answer session, Q&A session. And I can see some hands are raised, of course. And I also saw a few questions on the chat earlier on. If I can still navigate to reach them. This is a very impactful session, Saeed, where we want to appreciate your efforts and your patience in actually taking us through all of the fundamentals in simple steps and making it easier for us to understand. Thank you very much. Yes, so we'll be going through a few questions. I will first of all be looking into the chat area. And somebody asked the question, do I need to purchase that's Mercy. Do I need to purchase a license to use Microsoft Entra Admin for personal use, or is there a free version available for demos? I would like you to take that question before I come back with the remaining questions.
All right, thank you very much. So if you're a student, you can subscribe for Microsoft Tenant as a student. And I think if I can still recall, there is a link I can share. You will be able to subscribe for free trial tenants, but after a month, you will be requested to pay. So, but if you're a student, I think it's still possible for you to be able to create a test tenant. But I believe the leadership of this mentorship, Madam Olajumoke Toriola, we surely do justice to that. So, because most time, whenever we have a community mentorship like this, we do create a test tenant for our mentees for them to be able to practice. Okay, so you don't need to as an individual, you need a test tenant to be able to try what you have learned so far. So by having a test tenant, it will give you a lot of confidence. And if you have any queries or concern, you can reach out to the community. The WhatsApp group, the Discord group is open 24 hours. You can drop your question at any time. And when any mentors is available, they will do justice to your question. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, Saeed. Yes, let me reiterate that statement. Yes, we will be provisioning a user account on our test tenants where you will be able to practice all that you're learning. But from tomorrow, you will get a link to a form to fill, or probably any other means possible that we can get you details so that we can create those user accounts for you in our test tenant. So just calm down. That is actually been looked into right now as we speak. So yes, we will move forward. I have another question which says just from Clement. It says, under new group, what is the effect of enabling Microsoft Entra roles to members? Is it similar to the global admin role? I don't know if you get that question though, but
Yes,
that's what
I
the
get.
question says.
Yeah, I get the question. So the reason why we don't actually try that tonight is because it's not a beginner level, and as we promise, we don't want to confuse you. Okay, so we want you to build the confidence, because if you enable admin role for a group, this implies that any user that will be added to that group, they will inherit the admin role. If this is what you want, you can go ahead to enable it. But if you don't want it, if you want a specific dynamic group, or maybe for user or for device, or an assigned group, you can create them separately. The reason why all those functions are there is just to make life easier for the administrator. So if you enable roles for a group, one thing is certain: any user that you added, that will be added to that group, will inherit that admin role. I hope I was able to answer your question. Okay, if you have any other if you have more if you want to learn more about this, we can connect anytime, or you can reach out to any of the mentors, and you will be your query will be your query or concern will be resolved. Okay, thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. And let me also make it known to us that you cannot access Microsoft Entra ID on a personal Microsoft account or on on a license or subscription that is not business or enterprise. That is business, enterprise,
That
educational, or so. So you
that's
cannot do
correct,
that on a
Aisha.
Microsoft account. So for someone who might be
Thank you
trying
so
to,
much for pointing that out. Mentees, if you recall yesterday, we mentioned that you need basic license to be able to access the Entra ID. If you have Microsoft Business Basic, you can access Entra ID. Only that with basic license, you have a limited capability, unlike users that have maybe the P1 or P2, which is part of E3 and E5 respectively. So the higher the license that you have in the Microsoft domain, the higher the capability you can enjoy. Okay.
thank you very much. Another question says, why can't we send newsletters to a dynamic distribution list? And is there any workaround to this issue?
Why can't we what?
Send newsletters to a dynamic distribution list.
Dynamic distribution list. Why can't we send it?
But of course, we cannot create any kind of distribution list on the Microsoft
Hold on,
Entra ID.
hold on. I know. I just want to answer I know it's not part of what we do on Microsoft Entra ID, but
Yeah.
is a genuine question. I will provide
Mhm.
who request for this question so that I can just reach out
Okay.
accordingly.
This is
What's the
trying
name?
to find that question again. That's Abiodun Apata. I think Adekunle is here raising his hand. Can we Adekunle?
Adekunle. Yes,
Yes.
Adekunle can share more light
Yeah,
on
you can
that. Yeah.
speak. The event that you have anything to say about the question. Adekunle, we are waiting for you. Was that a mistake? Hello, Adekunle. Okay, we have hands raised. About 7 people raising their hands while we wait for Adekunle. I don't know if that was a mistake, but let's move on to Ikeru.
Yeah,
Eli.
sorry, guys. Aisha, can you hear me?
Oh yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. So,
Evening. Hi.
I just wanted to respond to the question. So, if I see no reason why you can't send newsletters to a dynamic distribution list, because it would be assumed that the dynamic list would have an email address. So the only difference between a regular distribution list and a dynamic distribution list is the membership rule. The regular distribution list, you have to manually add the email addresses, but your dynamic would automatically add users based on the membership rule or attribute you set. Say, for example, users in Lagos office or users in Abuja office or users that have a specific domain. So, except there's an issue with your email sender. So it could be probably your SMTP server, whatever you're sending the newsletter from. But I don't think there should be any reason why you can't send emails to a dynamic distribution. It functions as a regular deal, so it's not so specific. Except you have more insight into that question. But as long as the dynamic list it's visible in the global address list, you can obviously send an email to it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, thank you. Oh, what about the possibility of a particular security rule or policy preventing newsletters from being sent to that dynamic distribution list?
Yeah, so that's when you there are modifications, there are settings that comes with each groups. For example, distribution list, security groups, mail enable security groups as well, where you can allow internal emails. You can allow internal emails only and disallow external emails. So if that's a set, yes, newsletters won't come into it. But then it's a setting. You can always go and check it and confirm that you are allowing external emails. You can even go a step further. We are not supposed to be discussing this is exchange online, but just to clear the air, you can even go a step further and create a rule and redirect emails coming to that distribution list as well. But let's wait till the exchange online class. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, I'll be going to mentees who have their hands raised. There is Elijah Nkeruwem. Elijah, I'm sorry if I did not pronounce that name very well, but I tried my best. So I will enable your mic now. So I'll enable your mic. So please unmute your mic and speak if you are here. Elijah. Hello, Elijah. Please unmute your mic where you see mic. Just unmute it, click on it to enable it so that you can speak. And if you are not available, we can go to Saheed. Yes. Please, if I will allow your mic to, please unmute your mic and speak.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Sincere gratitude to Saeed for the exposition tonight. My question is, you made mention on security groups and how you can create one and through it assign licenses to users such that they inherit the license properties of that group. Now, in similar fashion, if you were to subscribe to an application outside of Microsoft, say Adobe Product Suite, for example, and you want to assign licenses to users, can you do it in the same fashion you demonstrated tonight using M365 licenses as a case study on the security group?
If I understand you correctly, you want to assign a license to like maybe external application. Can you just come again with that question?
Yes, so a tenant wants to subscribe to Adobe Creative Cloud Product Suite,
Okay.
right? If you've paid for the licenses, can you assign it to users through the inherited properties of Adobe Creative Cloud, which is created as a security group?
I've never tried this before. I've never tried this before, but in technology, I believe there are times that sometimes it might be possible, and there are times that if you are not sure, the best approach is just to make more research. So in this regard, I've never tried this before, and I'm not in best position to actually say if it is possible or not. Okay.
Thank you very much. I
But
think we have Madam Titi.
I will make
Yes.
research and I will get back to you on it. Okay. We can
I think
connect on
No,
LinkedIn and we can
Saheed,
I
discuss.
think we have
don't
Madam
bother.
Titi who might be shedding more light on that question.
Don't bother making research. So these are completely different platform and different environments, right? Adobe actually allow you to do what we call SSO and integrate your Entra ID so that users can use their same credential to log in into Adobe, and you can see the users within the Adobe platform. But it's not a Microsoft platform, so they are completely different environment. So
That's
you
correct.
might need to check. If you do integration with, if you enable SSO with Adobe, which from the one I have seen that I have used before, I didn't see a place where you can assign to a group. You need to assign to individual users within the Adobe platform. That's a simple answer. There's no need, because there are two different platforms. So don't mix it up. You can integrate identity into it, but you
Exactly.
cannot use your group
I
here to
understand.
go and
Yeah.
manage the license at the other side. All right.
Thank you for the insight, Madam Titilope. Mentees, as we discussed yesterday, Microsoft Entra ID is a multi-platform, multifunction identity management system. We mentioned that more than 3,000 software as a service application, you can access those applications with your Microsoft Entra ID. But the reason why I mentioned that I want to make research, because technology can be funny. What you know today, tomorrow there might be a changes or modification on an update. That is why. Well, I'm very sure that you can access Adobe, Salesforce, among other software as a service. We even mentioned this in the class yesterday to our mentee, but I'm not sure if we can assign license, like the question that was asked to that. So thank you once again, Madam Titilope Bello. Really appreciate that insight.
Thank you very much, Madam Titi, for shedding some light on that question. Yes, we'll be moving on to the next person on the list. Since okay, we have Vincent here. Vincent, I'm going to enable your mic. So please try to unmute and speak. Vincent, if you're here, and while we wait for Vincent, I will enable mic for Victoria. If you're here, I think Vincent has brought down his hand. I will enable mic for Victoria Simon. Victoria Simon, if you still want to ask your question, please go on. Just unmute your mic, and then I'll be moving on to Charles too. So please ask your questions
Hi.
if you want to.
Yeah.
Hello.
Good evening, everybody. Can you hear me?
Hi, yes, we can hear you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Saeed, for that session. I really learned a lot. So I'll go straight to my question. So when you were creating the rules and the groups, I wanted to ask if they're like case sensitive, because I saw you imputing when you were creating the rules. So I wanted to find out if they're case sensitive. And yeah, that's my question.
Which of the rules?
Okay,
The,
when
for
you were
the
adding, yes, so when you were adding the IT, like when you created a group for them and then you were assigning departments and you said for IT, right? And when you did that, I saw you entered a particular what is it called, group for them, right? Whether Windows, yes. So I want to know if you use a small cap or it's supposed to be the exact capital on it.
Oh, I think I get your question now. You mean like the group for Windows, the group for license that we created, right? Is that what you mean?
Yes, when you're
So
creating
if
license and then you added group, yeah, and you're creating the
yeah,
rules, especially the rules during the
so
dynamic group creation, membership
okay.
rather.
So what you are trying to ask is whether the naming convention is case sensitive.
Yes, yes.
Uh no, it's not case sensitive.
Okay.
It's not case sensitive. Yes. You can
Okay.
use you can capitalize each word. You can use small letter, you can use capital letter. So capitalizing each word means you are starting the name with capital letter and end the rest with small letter. So it's not case sensitive. Thank you.
Okay. So when Microsoft or Entra ID, now once you create the rules, and
Yeah.
for example, you have Windows 10, right? And then for the device, and when the device comes into that environment, that's the tenant, and for example, you have, instead of small letter Windows 10, you have like, you had already created a rule for capital letter, the letters Windows 10. So it automatically apply to that rule for that device. That's what you mean, right?
Yes. Once the name of the window is Windows 10, it doesn't matter. It will
Okay.
automatically take that name.
Thank you very much.
All right.
All right, thank you. If you have Charles here, your mic is enabled. If you want to speak, you can please just mute,
All right.
unmute them and
Can you
speak.
hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. I have two questions. Number one, the dynamic group you created and you give license to the group. I want to know if, for instance, you have like you've assigned like let me just assume I assigned like 10 license to the group. And now the people you are going to add to that group, if they are like 50, is it going to be possible that those licenses will be distributed among those members of that group? Will the
Very
license be
good
enough for
question.
them among the members of that group? Number two question, like now, if you are having members and guest users for business to business, if the business to business guest users you are creating, I don't know, what are they going to use to also assess the tenant? Is it that the guest users are going to also use Entra ID or Microsoft 360? If they are using a different platform, how are they going to assess the tenant as you add them as guest users? Are they going to also use Microsoft 360, the 365? So I want to know those two questions.
Thank you.
That's my question. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So for the first question, if you have 50 users and the available license is just 8, the license will not be distributed among the 50 users. Only 8 users will inherit that license.
Serious.
Okay.
Okay.
The 50 user cannot inherit 8 license. Only 8 users within that set of 50 users will be able to get 8 license.
Then what
For the
happened to the
second
other
one,
others?
the billing admin or the license admin of the company can get more license in the in the M365 portal, so as to be
Okay.
able to cater for all the other users that are not that are yet on license. It's not like inheriting license from a group. It's not like you are like when you are a member of that group. It's not that you are automatically getting the license because you are a member of the group. It's because
Okay.
that the group itself is a resource control. Okay, what is assigned to that group is the only resources that can be distributed. It's not that because you are a member of that group, if the group does not have a specific number of license, because you are a member, you will be automatically you will have that license. It won't work.
Okay.
But if the admin notice that there will be more user coming into the organization, they will make provision for those user beforehand. And once the seat count of the license increases, the new user will inherit all those licenses.
Oh. Okay. Then the second question.
So the second question, if you invite a guest user, if like let me use okay, you invite me to collaborate with you with my Gmail account. The authentication will take place from Gmail, not your Entra ID. Okay.
Okay.
The main the reason for having that option is that you don't want to create a new user for someone that you just want to have a meeting with, but you want to share, you want to collaborate, you want to share resources. So
Okay.
how can we bridge this gap? That is why the business to business invitation function is available. So it's like bring your own device. You already have your own identity provider. So let me invite you. I don't need to stress over creating a new user where I need to cater for license for you just because we want to have a 2 hours meeting on a contract. So I can just invite you. The authentication will take place in your own identity provider. If you are using Google, Google will give you your, you will authenticate yourself with Google, then you gain access to my environment. If you are using Entra ID, like you have your own tenant and you are, I invited you with that tenant account, the same thing will happen. You will be authenticated from your own Entra ID, not from my own. So once you gain access, uh, it depends on the level of resources that I want to share with you. That is the only thing you will be able to see during the meeting. I hope I was able to answer your question.
All right. No problem. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Saheed. I think his question was tending towards which portal is the external user going to use to access those resources. Is it Entra ID or the Microsoft 365 portal admin center? So, Adekunle, would you like to say something, please? You can go on.
Yeah, thank you, Aishat, and thanks, Chief Side. So, for the guest users, so they can access resources on the Enter ID for the locations they have access to. So let me just simply say that we all know the reason why you are having guest users or external users is basically for collaboration. Some of you on this call are guest users, and until you are authorized to do certain things, you can't. You're probably locked out. So depends. So say for example, I'm inviting a guest user to access a particular site or a particular document in one, maybe in my OneDrive or SharePoint. Once I have the guest user added to M365, I can restrict access to just that folder or just that site. And then that's what they access. So guest users don't have a need for license. They just need to access resources that you are giving them the authorization to. So that resource now can be sitting in Enter ID. It could be a file in OneDrive which sits in M365 as well. So it just depends on where you're actually positioning them to. I don't know if that makes sense.
That's correct.
Okay. Okay. Like you give example now, like we are here in this meeting now. We are having access to this team meeting now to participate in this meeting. Just like we are guest users, right?
That's correct. And
Okay.
if you noticed, your microphone is muted earlier, and
Yes.
they actually give you an access to be able to speak. So these are the access control level that we are talking about. If you are invited to collaborate on a SharePoint or OneDrive file, you will only have access to that particular portion. So
Okay.
I hope this answer your
Yeah.
question.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Okay. So
understand.
I
Yeah.
I I see that someone is even asking that we can relate it to maybe a real life situation. So very quickly, let me just explain. So let's say a tenant is a house. The members, that is users in the organization, have their own rooms. Everybody has access to rooms. So let's say it's a 10-bedroom house or a 10-bedroom building, and we have 10 users. So everybody has access to a room. Also, everybody shares a common room, which we probably call like the common area. As a guest user, me, user one, can decide to invite a guest. I can bring you inside. And if I bring you inside, it doesn't mean I can take you to user three's room or user four's room. Possibly because of my own rights as a user in that house, I can take you to my room, which is user one room. I can take you to the common area if I wanted to access it as well. But if I need to take you to user three room, will obviously require more authorization, or we'll need to explain why you need to enter that room. So that's just the difference between a regular user and a guest user. A regular user licensed can access everything, every application that is available to him. A guest user is just there to access what you want him to access. So once he's done accessing that, is as good as just sitting, waiting for the next assignment or the next resource that you want him to access. So they are limited. That's why they are guests or externals. They are limited to what they can actually access. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Adekunle. And we'll be taking just 3 people now before because we are running out of time. Please, if Shegun Phillips is available, please unmute your mic. Your mic has been enabled. Please unmute and speak. And after that, we'll be taking Lovina.
Thank you very much, and thank you, Mr. Owoeye. So it's just a quick question, because I think I was kicked out during the demo session. So I just want to confirm, when he created the security group on Microsoft Entra and he went to the admin center, the group dynamically appeared there, or there was a need to get the group to appear on the Microsoft admin center. That's just what I want to
All right,
clarify.
Phillips. So when you create a security group in Entra ID, so there is a particular portion in M365 that also have the same security group. Okay, so all of these platforms, they are integrated, but there is limitation now because it's like let me call it housekeeping going on within the Microsoft domain. So the security group you created in the Entra ID will be automatically appear in the security group platform on the admin M365 admin portal. So you don't need to do any other push to be able to see the security group. Once you get to the group under the M365 admin, you just need to check under the security group, and you'll be able to see the security group that you have created. So there is no need for further push or any additional task from your end as an admin. So once you come to active teams and groups, then there is a security group on the M365 platform. Then once you click on it, all the security group you created from the Entra ID will appear under the same security group here. So I hope this answers your question, Philip. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much, Saheed. Please, Lovina, your mic is enabled. If you have a question, please go ahead. While we wait for app data, please be ready.
Good evening, all. So my question is based on PIM, that is Privilege Identity Management. So while creating it, I noticed that if you select required approval to activate, I selected two approvers. So my question now is, if in a case where you selected two approvers who can approve for the users, because I use the role I use was the AI administrator. Now it's two approvers that are selected. What about a situation where when the person needs those other assets, then one of the approvers you selected is no longer working in the company? So what is going to be the implication? Well, in a situation where some of them must approve, can the global admin go back and edit and remove one so that the person at present can approve, so that the person will access the resources? Thank you.
So if you create a approval group, just one user is enough to approve a request from the requester. It's not necessary to be two users that must approve a request from a requester. Okay, so the purpose of you having more user in the approval group is just that if someone is not available, then the other person will take over. And eventually, if someone left the company, you can add another person as an approver. You can remove the employee that have already left. So the concept is that whenever user need a privilege, instead of only global admin to be doing all those tasks, you can delegate that task to some user within your IT domain, IT department, and they can approve or reject. Okay, so the option, whenever the request comes in, it will show approve request or deny. So the person that was added in the approval group have the capacity to deny that request or approve. So anyone that first saw the notification between those two users can approve the request. It's not necessary that two users must approve. I hope this answers your question, Lovina.
Yeah, very well. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll be taking up a question from Updater, and that will be the last question for tonight. Updater, if you're ready, please go ahead with your question. Your mic has been enabled.
All right. Good evening, everyone. First of all, I want to say a very big thank you to Mr. Saheed for today's session. Today's session was actually very, very good. So, my question is, I wouldn't say it's a question, just a suggestion. Our Microsoft 365 group is usually muted, and we don't have, as a student, mentees, we don't have a room for interaction. Interaction helps us to learn and also prepare for the exams. Is there any way that we can create a group? Yeah, see, that one is usually admin. Can you guys create a group for us where we students can interact with each other, whatever question we have, we just trade among ourselves. That's number one. And secondly, I went to Microsoft website. I saw that you can buy, there's a license for education. I don't know how the license for education works, because we want to be also doing these stuff hands-on. As an organization and working, unfortunately, I'm not the global admin, but I have other privilege. So most of these things requires global admin privilege for you to be able to do hands-on lab practicals. So I don't really want the education license. Is that a group of people can pay for that license? Have access to the resources there, and
Thank you. Thank you,
Updater. Because I think I was reading, if there is a way for us to get it.
Yeah, thank you very much, Updater. For the first question that you ask, that the leadership should create an environment where you can collaborate with other mentees. We have a Discord server because we have a lot of users in the WhatsApp group It's no longer containing all of us. That is why a Discord server was created. And the environment enable interaction between the mentees and the mentors. So if you have any queries or concern, you can share it across, and your queries and concern will be addressed. So for the second question that you asked about test environments, the during the beginning of this session, the moderator already said they are doing something about it, that very soon that something will come up. So user will get a test environment where you will be able to test and practice all what you have learned so far. Okay.
All right, sir.
Are we
Thank you
clear
so
on that?
much. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Yes.
so in addition to what Said just said, right? You also asked if the education license. I don't know, are you talking with regards to your own organization, or are you talking with regard to just you learning? If you are talking about you being that's your organization, because you were talking about global admin, so I want to believe your organization. Now, for you to purchase the education license, you must be an institution. You must be
Yes, must get edu
a
tenants.
true, yes, you must be a true institution for you to buy the license, because you can't just buy. You have to give Microsoft a proof that you actually have a school or you operate an educational environment within your organization. That's how that one works. Now, if you as a student may be looking for how you want to do because of the lab or testing your hands as you learn, that's different. Now, if you are a member of a school, like Said said earlier, some of the schools have agreement with Microsoft where they can give you access to either Azure platform or M365. But the M365 license they are giving to you as a student is only for you to be able to use Outlook, use Teams, use SharePoint, not for you to try your hands within the school platform. However, if they give you access to Azure, through the Azure, you can actually have access to Entra ID. So if you're a student in a school that have an agreement with customer, you can actually make that request that you would love to have access to Azure platform. But if it is for you to learn as you go along, unfortunately, no. You as the individual or a group of persons cannot just buy the education license. But like Said have said again, like Aisha have also said, I think we have said that severally since this session or this program started, that you have an environment at the end of the day for you to try your hands on all that we are teaching you. And also a form will go out. If it has not gone out already, Aisha said you might receive it tomorrow, or not, sorry, not tomorrow. Yes, a form will go out that you guys will have to fill your form, fill your name in, so that we know who and who we are creating an account for within our test environment for you to be able to try out in. But be rest assured that you're going to have access to somewhere that you try things. I hope we've been able to provide more answer to your questions.
Thank you,
very
Madam.
much, Madam Titi. Thank you for that load of info you just gave. Yes, we will be sharing a form. We're actually thinking of using the attendance link or attendance list, but then I just realized that some people might not actually be available for the live classes, but might be following on the recordings, or might actually not be able to catch up due to the network or some other reasons. So we'll be sharing that form, and through that form, we'll be using the informations recorded to create your test accounts that you can use to practice as you learn. Thank you very much. So on this note, I want to say a very big thank you to Saeed Owoeye for this insightful session. It's been really, really educating and informative as well. Thank you very much for taking us through this journey into Microsoft Entra ID. And also, I would like to say thank you for Adekunle Sarumi and Madam Titi who has also lended a hand and a voice in during the whole session. Thank you very much. And finally, I'll be saying thank you to all of the mentees who have made themselves available to join this session tonight. To wrap it all up, I say thank you to the leaders of the Nigeria Microsoft 365 community for coming up with this
Thank you so much.
initiative, for giving us this platform to carry out this whole program. It's a wonderful one, and I believe that with time we'll all be reaping the benefits. Thank you very much to everyone, and I want to say I want you all to have a very good night and a wonderful week ahead. Till we meet again on Saturday, same time. Have a lovely night.
Thank you. Thank you, Aishat. Thank you, Adekunle. Thank you,
Thank you
Madam
so
Titi.
much.
Thank you, everyone. Yeah, cheers.